Are you looking for some great offline games to play on your Android device? You've come to the right place. In this video, we'll be showcasing the top 10 best offline games for Android in 2025. These games are in no particular order, so you can pick and choose the ones that interest you the most. So, without further ado, let's get started.
SWAT Shooter. The ultimate tactical FPS. Lock and load, soldier. The city is under siege, and only you can stop the chaos. Step into the boots of an elite SWAT operator and take down dangerous gangs, ruthless criminals, and heavily armed terrorists in high-intensity missions. Get ready for a realistic first-person shooter experience packed.
Tower Hunter Erza's Trial offers a side view, high-quality graphics, and dynamic gameplay. The main character of the game is a girl named Erza, who has powerful combat skills and one interesting ability, rebirth after death in battle. She owes this opportunity to a deal with the devil himself, and this will allow her to cope with traps and numerous opponents that she'll face on the levels of the tower. In addition, the heroine will be able to collect useful artifacts and create combo attacks for spectacular and bloody reprisals against opponents. The project will certainly appeal to everyone, especially fans of the game. Flip Range. Flip Range is similar to the classic game Swag Flip, where you do stunts in the air. Your objective is to get the highest score possible and land on your feet, because if you don't, you'll crash into the ground without earning a single point. When you start playing Flip Range, there's only one scenario available, but within that single scenario, you can jump from plenty of various places. You can also jump with various poses, performing different stunts in the air. You can even unlock new tricks with the coins that you earn. Quest 2. The game opens with a cinematic or text-based narrative that introduces the world of Arcane Quest 2. The story is set in a medieval fantasy realm filled with magic, monsters, and ancient secrets. Embark on an epic journey across the realms of time in the highly anticipated sequel to the critically acclaimed Arcane Quest Legends. Get ready for an Pako 3. Pako 3 takes place from a bird's eye view, as in this franchise's previous installments. You outrun the police by putting the pedal to the metal. Your objective is the same in almost every level: evade the cops as long as you can while collecting all the coins you find along the way. It has tons of levels, some of which have special rules. In the first few levels, all you have to do is escape from the police by dodging the stakeouts, doing whatever it takes to stay behind the wheel as long as you can. The farther you make it, the more. Nextgen Truck Simulator. This is a cargo delivery simulator in which you have to overcome the challenges of all the elements the game offers. Unlike many other driving games, this one is aimed directly at experienced drivers who aren't afraid of difficult challenges. Not only do you drive on beautiful 3D roads, completing assigned tasks in the long run, but you also take on the role of a business operations manager for your own car company. At this time, in addition to directly driving good cars to increase income for the car company, you're also responsible for exploiting and selling resources, and making decisions about whether to receive a shipment and which items to take.
Crunchyroll, Eternights. Crunchyroll is a unique blend of action RPG and dating sim imagine. The world is ending, monsters are everywhere and you're trying to survive. But hey, why not find love while you're at it? That's the premise of Eternities. The combat is fast-paced and satisfying with a cool combo system and special abilities. The mobile port has some performance issues and the touch controls can be a bit tricky.
Alien Isolation. As you've just heard from the plot, it's an action horror game with a lot of scary alien elements. All battles between the main character and the terrifying monsters that gradually appear take place in the first person. Not only do you fight, but you also try to survive every second with an annoyingly harsh survival system. You'll constantly have to move, explore, and perform a series of large and small tasks to go from one secret curtain to another secret lair. Only in the end can you unveil the greatest truth that embraces both the past and the future. If you've ever watched the Prometheus movie series and freaked out when the first... Burning Dead. Burning Dead is a third-person action game where you play as Mike, a survivor of the zombie apocalypse who has just one objective: to rescue his daughter, who was taken from him before everything hit the fan. The problem is that your adventure begins deep in the mountains, and the only way to get out of there is by avoiding waves of zombies. The levels last just a minute or two, but unlike many other action games for Android, they're pretty difficult. It's hard to get to the end of the level without at least one of the zombies sinking its teeth into your skin. Luckily, throughout the level, you can find one-hand clapping is a 2D decryption game with sound as its core mechanic. You need to rely on sound to solve puzzles and achieve your goals. The innovative gameplay of sound decryption makes it very interesting, and the overall play content for the audio and video experience can be said to be relatively excellent. First of all, in terms of sound effects, different scenes have different styles of music. The atmosphere is well formed, and the auditory experience is pretty good. The mechanism of the game relies on the player's voice, and a microphone and headphones are required to play. The difficulty isn't very high, and the error tolerance rate is fairly friendly.
Act 1. WildStandZ immediately hooks you with its mysterious and atmospheric world. The story is really intriguing and I love how it unfolds as you explore. You're always uncovering new clues and piecing together what's really going on, and it keeps you hooked. The puzzles are definitely challenging, but they're not impossible if you're into games that make you think and create a really unsettling atmosphere. Drive World. Drive World, a car racing game focused on customization and realistic driving. The ability to customize my car is always a huge plus for me. Choosing colors, rims and spoilers really lets me express my personal style. I'm also digging the variety of cars you can choose from. It's nice to have options and it makes the game feel less repetitive, plus having an endless mode is awesome. Dredge Mobile. Look, I finally got around to try and dredge on my phone, and I have to say it's surprisingly good. I was a bit worried it wouldn't work well on the smaller screen, but the controls are actually really smooth. You tap and drag to steer your boat and it feels surprisingly natural. Of course the visuals are simplified a bit, but the game still looks atmospheric. If you enjoyed the PC version, an epic feline adventure with Mighty Calico. Set sail on a thrilling journey where you, as the daring pirate cat, Mighty Calico, battle ferocious enemies, hoard glittering treasures, and carve a path to justice on the high seas. This action-packed adventure will keep you on the edge of your seat as you dive into a world of innovation, excitement, and endless